4, 2, 1, and we're live. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum, but as you can see from the clock, it's almost 7 o'clock. 2 hours late, but that's okay. I was up way too late, and it took my computer a while to start coming back up, and trying to get something done so I can get people on their next level. So I'm not the bottleneck on stuff we're working on. So I'm drinking lots of coffee. Got my dad cup. My kids will be so happy to see that on the video. Anyway, good morning. It's Wednesday. It's halfway through the week. Labor Days and a couple more days, and you get a long weekend. And we're here at 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Talk about Agile and Scrum items. Sometimes IT, sometimes not. My name is Greg Mester. I'm an Agile coach and Scrum Master, just sharing with you things I've learned over the years and some tactical stuff. And today, just talk about two things. Make it kind of quick. I hope everything's working. Sorry about the lack of audio in yesterday's show, but I'll splice it down. Yeah, it's rough when you work way too late and don't get enough sleep. Everybody should get enough sleep, but only getting like 3 hours of sleep is kind of rough. So I want to talk about one of the principles today: delivering software frequently, like in a couple weeks to a couple months, with the preference for shorter time periods. So the reason why I wanted to talk about that is that, Agile doesn't necessarily have to be IT alone, and there are some processes that, like, let's say, pharmaceutical or other things or government, that took years to get through the system. My opinion is Agile would be great if you could do it every day, but sometimes you have hardware, forgings, building materials to get it from other vendors, and it can't be dropping software every day. But sometimes I had a project where went from years of delivery to we would deliver working software and functional product for the testing group to demonstrate to the customer every month, or if you can go from 6 years down to 1 year, to me, that's a win. You don't always get everything. And sometimes Agile, if a process normally takes 6 years and you get it down to a year, that's a win, man. Take it, run with it, go with it. Don't get upset if it's not completely Agile or you don't get everything you want. I should write that. I got an article thing I'll talk about tomorrow. It triggers something. Anyway, the idea that you get regular, frequently communications is, and shorter the better, because we talked about this before. The more often you do it, the more practice you get at it, the better you are, the less afraid you are. Just more doing things, the better it goes. And that's part of doing more in less time than longer time, but also just delivering frequently, right? The idea is that you want to get out into tasks, out into the customer's hands, getting things out there more often. I was watching something on doing software marketing PR, and I think Gary Vee was talking about, I watched way too much Gary Vee last night because I was trying to stay awake, so I just plugged in my ear so I could stay up until 2:30 in the morning, and then try to get up at 4:30. It wasn't going to happen. Just putting out more quantity of stuff, because you never know what's going to happen, what's going to work. And putting it out more frequently, shorter period of time, means you'll get a lot more feedback loops on how well it's doing. It helps you understand what the marketplace is doing. The more you get out there, and you never know, they might want to use it tomorrow. So having that flexibility to get material out there. I think I posted the other day of Halloween, right? I look at some of the larger companies and how long it takes them to deliver software. Months, right? How do they adapt to Halloween, right? Or the changing of season. This fall, we got Labor Day. Well, there's Halloween, right? Then there's Thanksgiving, and then there's Christmas. So like every month from now, it's almost September, through the end of the year. So there's one in the end of October, end of November, and then there's Christmas, and then there's New Year's. There's like a week, right? So if you don't have the ability to keep up to a high pace, like every 2 weeks putting out software and trying things, you won't stay up. Or you won't be able to deliver a product, right? Even a hardware perspective, you want to be able to change over what you're doing, revamp your store, right? Every couple months to a new product line or a new thing, or show the new item so that people come back to your store and freshen it up. And if you're used to selling the same thing all the time, which could be good depending on your business, you're not getting that frequently and reducing that turnaround time. So the quicker you get to building software faster and delivering it, the quicker you can adjust to these changes in situation. I mean, wouldn't it be cool if you were to go on your website and not to overkill it, but maybe they put little Easter eggs, they put little things into the software. So when you hit it, you get a Halloween thing. Some people don't like Halloween, but you get different holidays or different things, and it just changes it up so that people want to come back to your site more often. The more flexible you are, the easier it is to put those ideas into your product line and your software and your stores and all that kind of stuff to adapt to that. So you want to design a system that over time makes it easier for you to adapt. How easy is it to bring new stuff in? How easy is it to change over your shelves? And you ask these questions in your head. And it's a bigger question than just delivering software on a higher pace cadence. It's about, is your system capable? Do you have bottlenecks? If you were to get material, could you change out your shelves on your store really fast and just visualize that in software? If you got new material, can you visually change out your storefronts on the web very rapidly and provide new visuals and new reasons for your customer to come back on a regular basis? If you don't, you have to set up your whole infrastructure and the way you do business to get there. So it's not like, let's declare we're going to do it every 2 weeks. No, it's getting everything that makes it 2 weeks possible to get there. So in Agile and Scrum, and you'll learn as we go through this thing, the concept's simple. The implementation is sometimes very complex, right? So think about it. You're going from a whole 6 months worth of reviews, compliance, security, all kinds of things, everybody going down, to finding a way to test all that stuff to get it closer and closer and closer to where you can get it out every 2 weeks or a week or every day. So you have to build up your whole infrastructure, a whole process to get there. So if you have a store and you have all this stuff buried and you have no flexibility in store and you get new merchandise, what do you do with it, right? Do you have a spot where you can put this merchandise in part of your store and then have ability to quickly flip things over so that you can put new material out there? Or do you have to revamp the entire store and redo your inventory and redo everything in order just to put a couple things out every couple months, and therefore you never do it? So you want to have that flexibility and ability, and you want to think about it. If that's your end goal, is to deliver change and new product lines to your customer, you have to, how do we get there? You have to visualize that process. Anyway, we'll probably talk more about different principles and things like that as we go and talk about, yeah, it's a simple concept, but there's a lot behind it to get there, okay? The other thing I want to talk about, there's a video out there because I used to show it. And I won't say which one it is. There's one out there, I would say something in 7 minutes or something like that. And one of the things that the narrator brings up is that people took on Scrum because of the Burndown chart. That was like one of the major reasons why people adopted the Scrum. If that was true, that would be terrible reason to go to Scrum. Do not go to Scrum because of the Burndown charts, right? No Burndown, but that ain't the reason why you go to Scrum. the burn down charts are visual, help the team. But you go to Scrum, because in Scrum, you get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people coming onto an idea or topic that you want to work on together as a team, and you get all their brains working on it so you can rapidly come up with some good answers. There's a number of times where I can go out and say, this is how you do it. Do boom, 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 and come up with the answer. But I'm telling you, that's probably not the best answer there is. Having all those ideas in there and just kind of talking it out sometimes and having that conversation gives you a better product in the end. And the idea behind Scrum and having all those people to work together as a team, and everything's about working as a team and getting their ideas and everybody thinking, is to produce a better product, whether it be, just a storyline or a piece of material or how we do business and things like that. I mean, that's what it's about. It's about producing a better product quicker, faster. Everybody being on the same page, working in parallel, and other things. You have to do one and then you do the other one and then you do the next one. Well, in Scrum, you're not supposed to do that. In Scrum, everybody agrees. You talk about it. Everyone agrees on what the thing you want to build and how you kind of want to build it. And then you have a couple people working in parallel. Could be a number of people, and how to get there. I mean, think about it. If you want to release a new product and someone has to do security, someone does, some testing, someone does some software coding, right? And some database and some front end. Theoretically, on that one story, you can have all 4 of those people working at the same time. The front end person can be designing the front end and get an idea. The back end can be developed in a database for the front end to do. The security person can come up with new protocols to get the product through the system and know what you're going to do, what kind of data, and put the requests in and do whatever they got to do. And the testing person can be writing testing procedures and coming up with some BDD or some kind of solution. So you have all 4 people working at the same time, where other systems, you have them in sequential order. So the idea in Scrum, it's not about, I'm going to develop it, then I'm going to go test it, and then I'm going to go back and fix the bug. It's about having all 4 people working in parallel, on the same product so that it gets done quicker. That's why we get things done in a day or so, because all 4 people are working at the same time. They're not waiting for somebody else to work. But what in a Scrum, everybody walks away from the table with the same concept in their mind, and they go processing it. So anyway, Scrum, the burn down chart is not why people take on Scrum. It's in the video. I hope everybody's telling the people it's a nice video. Everything else is good. It's just that one comment. Business takes on Scrum because of the burn down chart. It's the number 1 reason. No, it's not. But I'm telling you, from developing a better product, that's why they do it. Business take on Scrum for other reasons, but from a product standpoint and how fast you can turn it around, is because everybody's supposed to kick off at the same time, at the same pace, on the same idea, and work it all together, right? And there'll be some jumbling, but you're so tight with each other that when you provide it or your style you're going to do it, you quickly find out what works, what was broken, then you quickly fix it, and then you keep on going, and everybody looks and everybody gives a thumbs up at the end of the day that your story is done. So anyway, that is our version of 5 a.m. Mester Scrum at 7 o'clock a.m. And I'm going to hurry up because I hear footsteps coming down the stairs, and you could probably hear them now. So I better sign off and say goodbye. Goodbye. I don't know. He's coming. He's coming. Bye. Bye. There you go. So have a great day. It's Wednesday. Enjoy your day and have fun at work. All right. Take care. Bye. Bye.